Hi everyone, welcome back to my channels. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the another Gundam from the China, and this is the Motor Nuclear #2 version actually. Now I have another problem. The first one that you saw in the previous video is he has a really cool wings, and his wing is very wide and 100 centimeters wide actually. So if you haven't seen that video, go and check it out. But in this video, and this character is completely different, and his wings are also really cool as the other guy. But the thing is, his wings is very high. Okay, the other one is very wide, but this one is very high. So he has a butterfly style wings like this, and I think that he can also transform. Yes, he can transform as well, just like the other guy. But this one can transform into a giant bird. Now, this is really weird, and I don't know why they all, these Gundams, they all related to some kind of animal or something like that. But apart from number four is the only one that is doesn't relate it to any animal or anything like that. It's just a massive amount of blade and soul in his body. But in this guys, he can actually transform. As usual, just like the other guys, he has a two back sword, and you got one shield, and then you got one main weapon. So in this guys, he has all the weapon are all sword. The thing is that this weapon that he hold, and basically you can join these two together into one massive it's kind of like a spear that has a two end, so he can turn it into like that as well if he doesn't want to hold individual pieces. Now of course he has a manual that come with it, and he also have the pieces like the other guy. So he has a head, so this head is also articulated with a mouth, which is really cool. So this looks like a bird actually, and thankfully this is not spiky as the other guy, but this is a bit more tricky to do the transformation. I have tried a little bit myself, and it is not easy to do this one, and so I have to try a few times, and finally I figured out how to do it. But nevertheless, I don't have a space for the animal shape in my display cabinet or the outside, so I have to keep it as it is for the robot mode. Now again, just like the other guy, he also have this three separate tail like this with a little gold and green color at the end. And of course they are metal wires, so they are actually you can bend it, twist it however way you like. And again, just like the other guy, he can put it at the back like this. It will be really cool if he has that one. But if I put this on, I cannot put it on top of my fireplace, and because it take a lot of space like that at the back, and I can't actually keep it in that position, so I have to take this out, which is a shame actually. So yeah, I love everything about these figures, and I have absolutely no complaint whatsoever. As I mentioned in my previous video, I mean these guys only cost about £150, and you get a lot more for your money. In Japanese Gundam, this wing will cost you extra £100 plus the weapons and all this accessory pack and all this stuff is about £100. On top of that, you got £150 on the characters. So basically together is about £250. Or you can go to the metal build version, which has all these accessories come with it together anyway, and they are also about £250. So basically, I don't think Bandai are worth it. So I'm now leaning more toward the Chinese version of Gundams and Chinese version of the toys and premium collectible in the future. So I have my eye on a couple of them already. In fact, there are four of them that I want to get, and one 100 scale. So they're about 7 or 8 inches tall. Gundam figures. I'll be getting them later on, but at the moment my wife is kind of busy with her business and her work, so we didn't have a chance to order any of this stuff at the moment. So again, as I mentioned it to you before in my previous video, these guys are not exist in the UK, and it's very hard to find them in any of the shops around. And in fact, it's almost, non-existent. You have to go to AliExpress or the eBay seller, and then you have to really put a lot of effort to find them. So unless you have some connection in China, like I have connection with my wife, and she actually know how to get these stuff from China, and yeah, so I'm sort of lucky in that way. Now, anyway, so the shipping will take about a month, so don't forget that. And then because it take a month to get here, and then some of the part can be missing or damaged on the transit. Luckily, I have these two figures at the moment. None of them are actually damaged. Okay, the belts were completely messed up, but inside the trays are really well protected, so didn't have any major problem at all. No bend or snap or broken, anything like that. Apart from my number 4 dragon, that was banded, soul, and all this stuff. So AliExpress compensate £40 for the souls and bit and pieces. So I just accepted it as it is and take it as a loss for that part. But anyway, so in these characters, it's really impressive. And the thing is, they all have the same features and stuff. Actually, if I show it to you a little closer, then you can see what I'm talking about. So I can almost compare with the other characters, and they're basically, the structure is exactly the same thing. They all looks very similar. Now, one major difference is the head. The head design is slightly different. The shoulder are slightly different. Basically, the shoulder and the head are dependent on the character that you actually transform into. So in this case, this is a bird, so it have black feathers and black style, feather effects around here. And the legs are the same. The waist, the skirt, the body, they're all exactly identical apart from the different color schemes, and yeah, that's about it. The hands are also the same. The feet is also very similar. So basically, number 1, number 2s are very similar in terms of the structures and the body figures. But number 4 is completely different. Number 3 is also completely different design. So we'll get to that part when I get a number 3 in my hands, and I can't wait to show you that one as well. That number 3 one is a very special. It has the luminescence on that as well. So at night, if you turn on the UV light, it's actually shine, just like my Neon Tech wall machine, which is really cool. So I will show you that later on when I actually received it. At the moment, they are all sold out, so they have to get a second batch on China. So that's how popular it is in China. I'm not surprised, actually, given the price that they're actually selling, and then what you're getting is ridiculously, I can't believe it. People say it's too good to be true, but in this case, actually, it is not a lie, it's not a fake, it is a real deal, actually. So yeah, I would thoroughly recommend it if you can actually manage to get this from AliExpress. So I would say go for it. Yeah, so here's the instructions. So if I go through very briefly, this instruction is not detailed as the other version. Very little piece of paper, but as you can see, that he has yeah. So this is a robot mode, and it's called Children, yeah. And then you got a sword. You can actually remove the hand, and again you can have the articulated fingers as well, which is really nice. Again, it has a LED light up on the eyes, which is nice. And at the back, as you can see, the wing can attach, the tail can also attach, and then you can see that this 2 sword can turn into one giant spears like this, which is really long. Actually, it's crazy. And then you can turn into this bird. If you do it right, it will get you into that bird. And you only have 2 legs, actually, no 4 legs. So the other 2 arm or the legs, actually, this is kind of interesting. The legs in this bird is actually the arm in a robot mode. Okay, and the legs on this figure is actually the wing on these figures, which is really reverse, actually. And the instruction, as you can see here, is really not helpful, and this is ridiculously confusing. I can't actually turn it. It took me a while to figure it out. Yeah, so that's why I don't buy the transformable figures, because I really suck with transformer. I like transformer, but I can't transform them. So that's why I buy the premium made, when they're all actually like non-transformable figures. But I'm happy with it as it is anyway. I prefer robot mode than the any other figures. Anyway, so yep, you can put the tails on it, and then it will turn into like this, and that's pretty much it. So it doesn't say anything else apart from it's material made of these stuff basically. So yep, again I have this problem with the storage, because the wing is way too high. You can see that even in this camera zoom out mode, it doesn't actually fit to the tip of the tails, the wing. So I have to zoom out really far, really high actually. Now because of that, again I have to put this number 1 and 2 together on my fire area, and take out all my family photos around it. And then my wife was complaining at me saying that, oh great, right, you replaced us with your toys, yeah. So I'm sorry darling, I have no space to put it anywhere, so you're gonna have to go somewhere else for now. Yeah, so she's not happy with it. So yeah, first I'm spending the money on the toys, and the second I'm actually moving all her photos and our son photos everywhere else, and then replace them with all the bunch of toys around it. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, she's nice and she loves me still, so that's good. Yeah, so here we are. So let's zoom in a little bit so that you can see the quality of this paintwork and stuff. So because I put it outside for 3 weeks, and it's starting to collect some of the dust here, so it may not be very clean at the moment, but it's still okay. So you got pretty much all, they're all white plastic, and these are black plastic. They are not painted anything. The only painted one is red metallic here. That's the only part actually. And then some of the gold pieces here, that's all painted here. And instead of the green in this one is some sort of like red or orange-ish belt on here, compared to the number 1. And then the shield is really nice, but it's not a double layer. This is only single layer. And then the other version has the double layer on it. So I think because the shield is actually used in part of the transformation. In this one, the shield is actually useless. It doesn't actually need it. So I think that's the reason why. Anyway, so I really like the wing. It's amazing. Look at this color of this. You got some color iridescent sort of color, purpley-ish in here, and then turn into a sort of like a blue, and then light blue, and so on. It's really cool actually. I really like this. My wife also really impressed with this color. So yeah, it's really nice figures actually. And you have 2 extra piece here, and I thought that what is this for, where do I need it? And you will need these 2 extra piece when you actually turn into a bird, because some of the parts need to actually swap around and change into this one. So yeah, there we are. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, so keep an eye on the number 3, and when it come out, I'll post it as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.